With a 21, I'll say that you awaken. You notice that, and you're still slurred and nearly asleep, but you hear conversation beside you. Yes, it would seem that the wounds were magical. Accordingly, the bruises do match that of a blunt weapon. Brass is difficult to say, though I did see small chunks of small flecks of it on the surface of the skin. It's still difficult to say. It's unfortunate, but what I can't understand is why. I have heard of a new man by the name of Johnny Brass Knuckles, but as far as I'm aware, he was disrupting them. It seems odd. What do you propose? As it pertains to our work, the wounds match, but it's hardly conclusive. Blunt force weapon in a fight, easily done. The words of a scared boy in the midst of a bar fight, hearing the words skinny walkers. In their territory, perhaps they were talking about it ambiently. Perhaps they arranged this and are going against us, but why target just him? Why suddenly? It doesn't make sense. You're starting to rouse awake a little more at this point, Byron.
I'll just kind of stir, kind of grunt, but make it sound like he's less awake than he is, and that he's just slowly coming to.
Roll performance, roll performance for this. Amir will want to hear of this. He's been particularly on edge since losing whatever that cube was. Had you any work unraveling it? Well, not particularly much. According to the runes alongside it, it seemed to suggest some kind of that strange magic that he seems obsessed with. And yes, elements of magic that seem to influence the mind, but beyond that, it's quite difficult to unravel it if you'll not allow me to use all my resources. Amir is very clear. We cannot allow those mages to handle it. They could turn it against our men, and they could do irreparable damage. Or beyond that, they can get away with it, and now we have to spend time hunting it down. Well, it would seem that we are already at that point now, seeing as he allowed it to be taken. But we can debate his security later. I do not like this. I do not like how suddenly strange things are happening, and I do not like especially hearing of what happened in Faldarin. Something seems to be stirring towards us very quickly, and that seems very, very bad for me in particular. You have your men to hide behind. Amir can't do. No one can fucking touch Amir. No one's gonna be able to do anything to him. He'll be fine. I can research. I can tend to these strange monstrosities we recovered from whatever that site was. I'm no fighter. What would you have us do? I believe what I've been working on as a pacification is quite effective. I believe... Let me test it. Let me test it today. Now. Let me prove that mages have no further power over us than we allow them to. Let them all feel powerless. And let us show that. Out of the question. Your experimentation, it has produced great results. Amir in particular is impressed with how he may utilize them. And perhaps even against the mages, they are effective. But we cannot show our hand so easily. Is he stirring? He looks over to you. Byron, make another performance check.
21.
We're going to have them roll. They're going to have them both roll perception.
Whoo!
It would seem that the sedative is still affecting him, though I believe we should cut our conversation short. Callan, I respect you and your work here, and I am ready to aid it in any way that I can. But I need to be gone. And but before I do that, I need to ensure that this works, so that my research, if something is coming, if something is stirring against us, isn't lost forever. I need to pass this along. Are we clear? Who would you test it on? The one that Amir is obsessed with, Ernest. He's clearly important, and this will not harm him directly. How certain are you of what it can do? And how certain are you that it will even last? Once it's in his system, nothing is getting it out. Do it.